writing. Okay, let's look at on your own. You can find this on page 283 in your book. And I'm going to do my work over here. If you don't have enough room in your book to show your work, get out a separate sheet of paper and label it with page 283 so you can always get stuck back in there. Number 5, Annie is the height shown. So this is Annie. She is 49 centimeters taller than her brother. Write and solve an equation to find her brother's height, B. So here's our variable. Annie's 49 inches taller. And right over here is how tall Annie is. So I'm going to label this with number 5 so we can keep them apart as I'm going down here. I know we're equaling it to 152.5 because that's her total height. Her brother is B, and I'm going to be adding 49 to that. I'm going to subtract 49 from each side. When I do that, my 49 cancels out to 0 over here, and I have B equals 103.5. And if you want to, you can put that on the blank over there. Let's look at number 6. For the equation z minus 14 equals 29, Juan says the solution is 33. Check whether Juan's solution works by substituting into the equation and combining like terms. So I am going to put 33 in for z. So I have 33 minus 14 equals 29. 33 minus 14 is 19. Does 19 equal 29? No, it is not equivalent, so no. Number 7. William buys a book for $14.85 if he pays with a $20 bill. So I have $20 total that I'm paying with it, so I'm going to equal 25. Or sorry, not 25. I'm going to equal 20. We need to figure out what his change will be. So I have C plus 1485. I'm going to subtract 1485 from both sides because that's the number on the side with the variable. And when I do this, C is the only thing left on the left-hand side. And 20 minus 1485 is $5.15. So the change that they'll get it back is $5.15. Number 8. Yane has 5 trading cards, and then his friend gave him more cards. Now he has 16. So he's going to have 16 total here, and his friend gave him 5. T represents the number of cards his friend gave him. So he started with 5, and now he has 16 total. The T represents how many his friends gave him. If I'd rather do a subtraction problem, I can do 16 minus 5 equals. So his friend gave him 11, but they're not asking us to solve for that. Okay, the scale shows the equation 7, because there's 7 on this side, equals R plus 5. This little triangle, you can't see it here. You might be able to see it on your book better. This is R. That's our unknown. On this side, we have 5. Cross out the same number of tiles on each side to get R by itself. So there's 5 here. And if I cross out 5 over here, oh, I'm doing a bad job crossing out. I have 2 left over. So the value of R is 2. We're going to be on the bottom of page 283. And we're just solving here. So if you can write small enough underneath of them, you can do that, or you might need to get out another sheet of paper. So I'm subtracting 8 from each side. 42 minus 8 is 34. So I subtracted on each side because I was adding the opposite subtracting, and I get 34 here. The opposite of subtracting 61 is adding 61 to make it go away. So I'm going to go ahead and circle add so I don't do what I did last time. Plus 61. W equals 75. That's 14 plus 61 is 75. Okay, the opposite of subtracting 81 is adding 81. I'm adding on this one. If I added 81 on that side, I'm going to add 81 on this side. So N equals 67 plus 81 is 148. We're going to put 148 right in here. Let's look at this one. M plus 3.89 equals 9.02. So I'm going to subtract 3.89 on each side. Subtract 3.89. I'm going to circle subtract. So M equals 9.02 minus 3.89 is 5.13. Let's look at 14. The opposite of adding 2.4 is subtracting 2.4. So I'm subtracting 2.4 on each side. Circle subtract. Y equals 6.75 minus 2.4 is 4.35. And our last one on this slide and this page as a fraction one. So the opposite of adding 5/9 is subtracting 5/9. So I'm going to subtract. And C equals 8/9 minus 5/9 is 3/9. Or you can simplify it down to 1/3. I will take either. Obviously, I would prefer the simplified way though. Let's flip to the back side of page 284. And we have some word problems, then we'll end up with some easier ones on the bottom. Jasmine is training for a race. Her goal is to cover 28 miles this week. So far, she has gone the distances shown. So over here, she has gone 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus, write and solve an equation to find the number of miles M. So M equals, the total is 28 we're going to do. First, we have to add all three of these numbers together. When I do that, I get 20 plus M equals 28. So I'm going to subtract this 20 from either side. I ran out of room down here, so I'm just going to go right over here. 28 minus 20 is 8. So she has 8 more miles left to get her goal. Avia, if I said that right, has collected 56 cans of food for disaster relief. Her goal is to collect 200. So her goal is 200. She has already collected 56. And if you look right here, her variable is C. So I need to know how much more she needs. Opposite of adding 56 is subtracting 56. 200 minus 56 is 144. So that is our answer for 17. Number 18, the Gateway Arch in St. Louis, Missouri is 630 feet tall. It is 75 feet taller than the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C. We're going to write and solve an equation to find the height h of the Washington Monument. So total, we have 630. So I'm equaling 630. My variable is h. And my other number that I have at the Washington Monument, we have 75. Opposite of adding 75 is subtracting 75. 630 minus 75 is 555. So the height of the Washington Monument is 555 feet. It's 75 feet shorter than the arch. 19. Show that 1.27 is not a solution for the equation g plus 3.74 equals 5.1. Then we need to find the correct one. So if I can plug that in there, I have 1.27 plus 3.74. If I add those together, I get 5.01. 5.01 is not the same thing as 5.1. But now I really have to solve it. So I have G plus 3.74 equals 5.1. I'm going to subtract 3.74 on each side. When I do that, 5.1 minus 3.74, G equals 1.36. So the correct answer is 1.36. We're going to wrap it up with the last couple problems here. The balance shows the equation 6 or b plus 6 equals 10. What is the value of b? You can either choose to cross them off, or you can come up here and just subtract 6 from each side. So b equals 4. And our last two problems. On this one, we're going to subtract 8.7 from each side, and that cancels that out. So we're going to subtract, and we get an answer of 3.35. On this one, we have a minus 34 equals 60. So I'm going to add 34 to both sides so it cancels out by the variable. And then add 34 on the other side. A equals 60 plus 34 is 94. And that's all there is to it with this lesson.